What's going on, gamers? Today we're going over how to install RLCraft onto your client and server, and how to use it. Before we get started, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell in order to stay updated on all of our Minecraft videos. RLCraft, otherwise known as RealLifeCraft, is one of the most classic 1.12.2 mod packs, which, to be honest, is kind of a misnomer. There's nothing really real life about it besides the fact that you need to drink water. But with that being said, there's still a lot to explore. Lots of new mobs, new ways to craft, and much more. With nearly 10 million downloads and over 120 mods now, this is one of the craziest mod packs, and today we'll be diving into all of it. To install it on your server, you're first going to need to head to your Apex panel and click on the red stop button in the middle there to stop your server. Once it's stopped, you're going to scroll down to where you see the jar file field, and you're going to click the drop down menu. Then you'll type in RLCraft, and it'll be the first thing that appears. Once you see the pop-up, click change version, then click create a new world, and finally click restart now. A common issue that we run into on our servers is sometimes it'll get stuck loading. If this is the case, just go to your console and type /fml confirm. Once things run on our end, in a few minutes it should be running no problem. To install it on your client, you're first going to need the CurseForge app, so head to the description of this video and look up the link for how to install CurseForge. Once you've got that all figured out, and once you've got it installed, you can head back here. Once the app is open, you want to make sure you're in the Minecraft tab, and then you're going to select Browse Modpacks at the top. And then you'll type in the search bar, RLCraft. Once you hit enter, the searches will appear, and you'll see RLCraft right at the top there. Go ahead and select the tab for it. Then you're going to go to the right-hand side where you see the orange install button. Gonna head and select that. It'll begin the installation process, and it will take a minute, I'm just warning you now, but once it's finally said and done, you'll be able to go to your My Modpacks tab on the left-hand side in the top left, and you can click it, and you'll see that RLCraft is right there for you to play. So go ahead and select the icon, and click the orange play button on the right side to get started. Now let's dive into the beast that is this mod pack. To get started, you're first going to need to get some rocks, sticks, and some flint. So you can literally walk around pretty much anywhere and mine up some rocks. They're all over the place. The way you get sticks is you break down tree leaves, and eventually you'll get some sticks out of that. Luckily, gravel is still the same as it always has been, so go ahead and find some gravel. Oh, and by the way, did I mention that you have to pick up every item by hand? Everything you mine you have to pick up with right click. Isn't that crazy? So go ahead and get your flint, and once you have your flint, you can beat it against the stone to get a flint shard. Now we're going to start crafting our first couple of tools. The first one is going to be just basic cobblestone. Take your rock and place it in a crafting table formation, and now you'll have a little bit of cobblestone. From here, we're going to build our first weapon, which is the stone dagger. It looks just like that. It doesn't do much damage, but at least it's something. Next, we're going to get the flint knife, and while this technically can be used as a weapon, it's honestly better for getting some grass gardening, basically. What that means is, when you left-click grass, as you would normally, sometimes plant fibers will come out of that grass, and this will be used to craft the next thing, which will be used to craft the next thing. So we need to make plant string with the plant fibers, so arrange it just like that in your basic crafting table. And then once you have your plant string, we can create our first axe of sorts. It'll be the flint hatchet, and I like to call it the baby axe. Arrange it as such, and you'll have the ability to knock down trees now. But beware, because while it does take a little bit longer time, it also will fall on you if you're not careful. So get out of the way once you chop it down, and once it magically poofs away, collect your earnings. By the way, you can't get wood planks just by putting them in your inventory anymore. You have to right-click the wooden log once you place it down on the ground. By right-click, I mean you have to have your hatchet in hand, so you can't just do it out of nowhere. The same rule goes for sticks. Instead of searching through tree branches now, you can place down a wood plank and right-click it with your hatchet, and you'll get a stick out of it. From here, we're going to talk about some of the weather conditions that come with this game. And that is the desert, for example. As you can see, you actually have sweat particles that appear on the screen. If it gets too hot, don't worry, there's a solution. First, you're going to need a lot of ice. So get a hold of a pickaxe and then get a lot of ice cubes. From here, you're going to need slime as well. So don't mind me cheating because this mod pack terrifies me. But you're going to make jellied slime. You're going to place the items in the crafting table as such. And essentially, you're just going to make an armor set out of jellied slime. This will keep you cool in the desert, no problem. It also looks kind of cool. Moving on from here, though, we're going to talk about the opposite of heat, which is freezing. Basically, you're going to make a wool armor set. So get a lot of wool, and you can create more of a clothing line, really, than anything. And you'll be able to keep warm in even the coldest of temperatures. Personally, I kind of like this look more than the jellied slime look. I feel like an abominable snowman or something like that. Anyway, moving on from here, all this work has got me thirsty. So you might notice that your thirst bar goes down. Drinking from any old pond or ocean or anything like that can yield some unwieldy results. So there are two basic options, and we're going to talk about purified water first. You basically get a water bucket and cook it up and basically cook the bacteria out of the water. Next, you can make a canteen and a purified canteen. Arrange leather like so in your crafting bench, and that'll earn you your canteen. From here, you have to make charcoal paper. So get 2 pieces of paper and 1 piece of charcoal and stack them on top of each other like a sandwich. This will yield you 3 pieces of charcoal paper. Now you can see you have purified water to drink from, or after you fill up your canteen, you can place the canteen and the charcoal paper filter in the crafting bench side by side, and that'll earn you purified water canteen. Whew, a lot of work. From here, we're going to talk about a couple of the mobs. The first few we're going to look at are pretty much neutral unless aggravated, and this first one is the Yeti. It doesn't look like what you would assume a typical Yeti looks like, but it's a pretty cool beast. Next is the Maca, and the Alpha Maca. They're pretty cool, and they kind of look like giant dinosaurs, and they run in a pack, and trust me, you do not want to make this pack angry. But if you think the regular size Maca is intimidating, then you should see the Alpha. Anyway, moving on from here, we're going to talk about the dragons. Now, I think they're pretty massive and they speak for themselves, but just in case you didn't believe me, let's place the ice dragon next to the fire dragon and see what happens. Basically chaos. So, good luck. Next, this is the hippogriff, and it's a conglomerate beast of part eagle, part dragon, part horse, part I don't know. And it's actually kind of cool. From here, we're going to talk about the sea serpent, and the mobs from here are going to be aggressive. Luckily, I'm in creative because I do not have the guts to go up against these things, especially with no armor. But the sea serpent is basically hostile toward everything, and look, even in creative, it pushed me back. Next is the Wendigo, and I'll be honest, I think this is just my sleep paralysis monster come to life in the game, and to be honest, I don't like looking at it, so I'm gonna get rid of it. Oh, and by the way, it spawns another monster if you kill it. Next is the Tremor, and this is basically like the Wither, but scarier, and its sole purpose is to obliterate things with explosions. That's it. From here, we're going to talk about the Gorgon. Now, this is a Medusa-like creature with a snake tail from Greek mythology, pretty much, and just don't look at it if you're not in creative. Speaking of the Greek, this is the Cyclops, and the Cyclops will basically eat anything on sight. Oh. Wow. I guess Medusa's pretty strong. Anyway, it'll basically eat anything and has a truckload of health. You couldn't put a dent in it if you tried. Well, that just about covers the basics and some of the fun mobs that you'll encounter. But again, don't take this mod pack lightly, because as it says in the description, you will die a lot. With that being said, that'll do it for this video. As always, I hope that you have lots of fun.
Thanks for watching. If you want to see more great content like this, then subscribe or click these videos. Until next time, gamers.